Hey, Mr. Kiefer, it's Blake for my final presentation for the COVID challenge. I hope you're doing well, and let's just get into it. Alright, so the problem statement was to come up with different ways of detecting the COVID disease, the COVID-19 disease in people, and we didn't have any limitations on our ideas. We just had to come up with different ways, and, I got my mind wander, I guess. So for generating alternatives, I had a total of 3 really good ideas that I would help detect the virus. I had some that would even try and help with it could be added on to supplement to help get rid of the virus. But let's go. So the first idea I had was a pill and a scanner, and so let me try and zoom in for you. Basically, since the virus is a respiratory disease, you take the pill, and then it would go out through your body, typically your lungs and your respiratory tract, and it would just kind of latch onto the virus, and it would help mark it. And then you would take a scanner, and then maybe kind of like a CAT scan, it would scan over your lungs and your respiratory tract, and then it would show where the virus is. And so let's say the cure that they come up with might be a medicine or syringe that they can inject into your body. They will be able to know exactly where it is. Excuse me for starting there. So some pros of this is that we can pinpoint exactly where the virus is throughout your body, and that's very helpful. We'll know where it's spreading to, how bad it is, and that would be really good for everyone to see. But the only problem is that it's very expensive to produce a pill and a scanner that will be able to scan throughout your body to pick it up. So the cons are that it's going to be time consuming to make. It's going to cost a lot of money to actually produce, and it's going to cost a lot for people in the public to actually buy it. That's actually kind of a problem because how it's spreading really fast. So the next option I came up with was the kind of a breath monitor, so that's like a mask, and that it would you would put it on if you're going outside or if you were sick, and what it would do is it would have 3 LEDs on the side to show your temperature, and that would show that's probably the side effects that the virus has, that you get a really bad fever. And so it had 3 lights, green being you're fine, a cool 90ish, 94 to 98 range, and then once you hit to around 100, 99 to 100, it would go yellow. That would be you might be getting a fever, and then the red would be you're above 100, so anywhere from 100 to 101 to 105. So when you have a diagnosis of a fever. Some pros is that it's quick to use. It has multiple uses for even other diseases like the common cold or a fever, and it can pick up some of the symptoms of the virus, and so then the user will know that you're probably going to want to see a doctor. The cons is that it's going to be expensive to provide because we would have to mass produce these things, because I would like this one to be able to be distributed to everyone, but we're going to have to be able to mass produce it, and then we're going to have to create a certain device that's able to kind of like a thermometer, but they able to detect how your internal temperature via your breath. But some other pros is that it's going to have mass 3D printed filters, because those are pretty cheap to produce, and those can filter out air as you breathe in. So you might not even get if you didn't have the virus or you weren't sick and it was spreading around your town, you could just put it on, and then that you wouldn't take it in through your mouth. And then finally, we'd have a head scanner that kind of goes around your entire head to show if you have the coronavirus, if it's where out, if it's in your head, if it's going through it's gone through your nose, your mouth, or any part of your head. And then the pros of this is that it's very useful. It can be used for more than one disease or virus, and it would just be nice to have. But a con is that it's the most expensive thing to produce, because now it's just not even trying to scan for a certain chemical in your body. It's just going around your entire head, scanning for whatever diseases you have, and that would cost way too much to produce, and it would also cost a lot to actually use. Let's zoom out now. So evaluate and select, and so this is pretty easy for me. I would rather have here. I'll just go with first. I'll tell you what the categories were. So I had the production cost, the manufacturability, the creativity of what I made, the effectiveness, and its total cost. And design number 2 won because of how it was pretty cheap to it's like it's expensive, but it's like pretty cheap compared to the other twos. It's it could be manufactured at a high pace, and it would be very easy to produce. It's creativity. It's not that creative because there's a lot of other masks out there that can just like keep people safe, but it's really effective, and just like be able to like see if you have the symptom, and then it just like alert you, and then its cost. It's not expensive as the others. It still costs a bit, but it's this cost, my bad. This cost is cost to the buyers, and so like people who don't make much income will be able to buy it easier. So I'm just gonna try and show you that what I did it off of. So I went with design number 2, and then my detailed design. So let's get a good view of this first before I forget. Is it gonna work? All right. Okay, so it's blurry, so I'm sorry for that. But I had my top view, my isometric view, but my front view, and then my side view. And so I plan like I tried to measure my own face, but this can be different. So I tried to get like a one size fits all type thing going on here. So it's like made for adults, child, or like elderly. I'm not sure people's face changes when they're older, or like a senior citizen, but this is what I went with. I wanted to have like the face, like the front of the mask, from like I guess cheek to cheek, be about 4 inches. That's like how big that's what I have to go off with, 4 inches. And then I wanted to cover like I guess from the top of your nose down to the bottom of your chin a little bit more, and that was about 6 inches. And then the total like it's like density or like length of it from like I guess like the side of your cheek to the front of your jaw would be like around another 2 inches. And then I would use like I said 3D printed I guess air filters that you put on the mask, and then you have the 3 LEDs, and then it would be like somewhat thick, so it's durable, and then you have like a stretchable like strings on the side for fiber, so like the to be able to like put it on your head, so it like gives this tight. And so that's my final project. I didn't have any bibliography to go off of, because like I didn't really interview you, and then most of these ideas they came off the top of my head. So thank you, stay safe, and wash your hands.